Start with whips or start with completed pages first? Whips. I got to vote for whips. Two votes for whips. Okay. The first whip is in Wild Winter. And this is a picture that I had high hopes for it. It was the first one I started, and I kind of got discouraged. So we'll see how that goes. I guess I've got my camera. Yeah, I can't even remember what I used on that. Let's see. No, I don't even have it written down. I just did a lot of stuff. I think I did. I don't know. You'll have to remind me. I started out with this one idea for these swirls, and then I said, no, that doesn't look good. I'm going to paint over that. I painted over that, and I said, no, that doesn't look good. I think I'll just make them white. So then I painted over them with white, and I really had high hopes of this. I probably should have just simplified the whole thing, which is really hard for me. I always have to tweak stuff. Oh, why don't I try a galaxy background? And actually, the little galaxy stuff, I thought it looked pretty good. Oh, thanks. I just looked at a reference photo, several reference photos for it, and just kind of figured out what colors. I kind of think it should be darker, but I almost like the pastel-y kind of relaxing feel that goes there. So we'll just have to see if I finish it or not. Okay. And this one is from Fragile World. It is The Leopard in the Snow, and this has been on my list every month to do this page, just about every month for the last couple of months, or since November, I guess. And I actually did some Duran ink tints on this, and then I did pencil on top. Yeah, I love leopards too. I need to go get, well, actually I do have reference photos that I was working from, but I think what I need to do is just get a reference photo again and just start putting in some shading. And then the snow is basically going to be some blue to make it look snowy, and it just I was having a good time actually using the Duran ink tints on here and then coming back with pencil, but then I just got nervous and I put it aside, so I need to work on that. This book I took with me on our trip, and I started working on the front cover. I said, why don't I just start from the top? And I brought my Prismas and my ink tints with me. Can you believe I took those with me on a camping trip? I do too. I said, well, I just need to work with it more and, get going. So I looked up, see, this one I started with different colors. I looked up these particular flowers in the back of Maria Trolley books. She's got, y'all probably know this, she's got a plant register, and it tells you what all they are. So then I looked them up to make sure I was getting the right colors on the right picture. I did some ink tints on here. This is just I don't know what to do with that. I may just go in with some paint, some acrylic paint, or yeah, do something, recover it. Um, yeah, and then I decided that I kind of like the idea. Yeah, this is my first book by Maria Trolley, so I think there were two other ones that I really liked, but I decided to get this one first. It was this one of my it was one of my oh, this book was one of my Valentine's gifts. Okay, anyway, I like the idea of finding the reference photo for the actual picture that the artist is doing and color it based on that. I think that's the great way to do it, because for me, I don't color as many flowers like that. They're usually fanciful flowers, fantasy, and not real stuff. So I can make them anything, and really I can make these anything too, but like I said, I like the idea of doing it this way, and that helps to build up some combos. So if I come across a fantasy flower and I go, well, I kind of like the way these purpley ones were in this other book, when I know I'll go get it and see what I used. Let's see. Yes. Yes. I think that's a great description. Look at this. I I probably will not be coloring the pages with the people on it, but this is so simple. But it's beautiful, just like you said. Delicate, yeah. And I love the cat. Look at that. He's so cute. Alright, so that's one. Oh, I did show you that page, but I didn't show you this one. I started on this one. And I couldn't tell you what kind of flower it was. I think it's called... Page is this. So we got... I think this is page 3, 4, 5, so it's 5. It's a rhododendron arborescens. I think. I could be completely wrong. But anyhow. Yeah, I started out with a very light ink tints, which this paper is great for that. And then I just used 3 different pinkish colors on that. I made a combo. Would y'all like to know the combo? I'm starting to write my combos down. Okay. Now I have to find it. I thought I had written that down. That's weird. I know it's got... Oh. No, that's not it. I feel like a ding-dong. I really thought I had written that down. Let's see if I can remember it. I'm starting to write them down, but I didn't get that one down for some reason. Let's see. I've got pink, obviously. processed red mulberry, I'm sorry, y'all. Hot pink, rose pink have to be in there somewhere. Anyway, I'll try to figure out what it is and write it down. Alright, next one. I think what I liked about the processed red and the mulberry, was it mulberry? Well, magenta. It was magenta, and I'm starting to remember. Processed red, magenta, and hot pink. I think my hot pink broke. Look at that. I'll have to glue it back in. And then plain pink, I think also. I don't know. Maybe it was magenta. Probably it wasn't. It was probably mulberry. Those seem to go together pretty well. But anyway, I'm going to leave that aside because I'm getting frustrated at it. Alright, here's my next undone that I've been working on today slowly. I wanted to get this done so much for the end of the month, but I didn't get there. I'll write stuff down, yep. If I don't write it down, I forget. So there we are. I love this page, and I thought I would wait until the spring really to do it, because it's really more of a spring, maybe summer kind of thing, but especially with the oranges and lemons, that might be more summer. But I was the pages that I wanted to do, that I said in my pages I would do for February, I wasn't feeling it. It was this one I was going to do, and there was a lot of wintry stuff going on in here. This really could be almost end of fall kind of stuff, but it's right next to a Christmas picture. So anyway, I said I'm going to do this one, and I went to Elena's patron pages, and I just looked up her 2-page spread work on she calls it the fruit and flower market. Yeah, I have to be careful. It's so easy to just spin. I've slowed down, but anyway, so that was my whips. I'm sure there were more than that. Okay, how about now? Yeah, put it on your list. Put it on your list. Now the pictures I've finished. Since this one is out here, open like this. This is from Circle of Life. I wonder if it's too hard to see on this background. Let's see how I can fix that. We'll put 2 pieces of white. I'm kind of questioning my choice of background now. This is a giant mouse pad, basically what it is. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Awesome. I don't know, when I was looking in my camera, it looked like it was kind of lost in the back. It's part of the background. It's part of the mouse pad. Alright, now I can definitely tell you what I used on this one. Gotta find it. Okay, I use Prismas, Color watercolors, gel pens, King Art gel sticks, metallic watercolor, just all over the place. I was hoping that maybe Jennifer would be proud of me for doing my watercolors on here. And of course I've got to have sparkly gel pens. So the down here is the watercolor. I don't know if you can see the metallic watercolor. Although some of it, like this little bit over here, this, I don't know if that's King Art or actually metallic watercolors. Anyhow, I started on the hoops and then the rest of it, and it looked great, and I said, all right, what am I going to do next? I got to do the background. What am I going to do? And anyway, it was kind of a long process to just work the background. I thought, oh, I've totally ruined this. But I think it came out great. I love it. Thanks. Right, the next one is from the Asian book. It is the map page. Let's see if I can get you zoomed in a little bit more. I hope it lets me zoom. There's been a couple of times I've used this app and it wouldn't let me zoom. That's pretty good. Thanks. Oh yeah. Wow, okay. And this one I wanted to, boy, it's hard to limit a palette on a page like this, but I think I did all right. I can see how limiting the palette can help bring something together. So I've got some purpley, goldish, bluish stuff here and here, and then I have it up here. And then you've got the reds and greens. I enjoy doing that. I use Color 180 in the red tin and gel pens. Used a little bit of sparkle gel pen here. I think my idea was I was going to do that all over. But anyway, there we go. Hey, Callie. By spinning has slowed down. I noticed hoarding. I seem to make reference part of it. Awesome. Yay. Running out of spots to put stuff. Okay. Here's my next finished one. This is Symphony of Cute Animals, the Chinese version. This one y'all have seen, but I had written it down that I finished it in February. Let me zoom out again. All right. And I think it was Tanya that said, make the curtains purple. And so I did. I've got the American version too. In fact, it was on my list to do the English version. It was on my list to do one in here in February, but I didn't. But that's the difference in the size. Yeah, I've got to stop. I mean, I've got a whole wish list of just coloring books. And I thought, all right, well, every once in a while I'll go in there and look at it. If I could do this again, and I can since I have the other one, I want to redo the background, redo the shelves, maybe, I don't know, just something lighter so that the animals pop out a little more. I had actually started the background darker and I erased a lot and decided it looked better. It helped you to see the different things. This was a great page to try all different stuff on. We've got fur, metals, feathers, trees, wood here, some sail material, and books, fabric. So yeah, flowers, butterflies, you've got everything on this page. So it's really a fun one to do. There's a lot of variety. I like a lot of variety. All right, next one. This was a Christmas gift and I hadn't colored in it yet. Well, actually I did, and it was a complete disaster. I don't even want to show it to you. This one I did as a buddy color with Coloring with K. No, it's not. That's the different book. Alright. Alright, well, since you've seen it, this was a Christmas gift. And I took this on our camping trip. This was not a Coloring with K. Sorry about that. And I just sat there and guess what I used on this? I used, say it. I used Inktense. Can you believe it? And look, this is not the best paper in the world, but it went through on this side, but not as much on this side. Yeah, I've got. I would like the dragon book. I think it would be fun to have that one. I'm not sure. So I looked up a reference for this. Well, what I thought this butterfly might be, and I just typed in. I wanted to do it blue, so I looked up blue swallow tails, and I saw one that had what inspired me to do it how I did it. So I had a good time with that, and then I wanted to contrast with the butterfly and decided on that orangey, kind of an orangey red would look real good with that. And I've got a lot of combos from that one too. Oh, I do remember this combo because I actually wrote it down. Okay, so these flowers right here, light peach, salmon pink, pale vermilion, and poppy red. Yep. And the butterfly is just light aqua, aquamarine, and cobalt turquoise. Those are very common combos, and so I didn't even bother writing it down. But this one I hadn't seen anywhere and thought maybe I could write that one down. Some of the, you know what I should do? And when y'all start writing your stuff down, put an asterisk on the ones that you made up yourself, so that you know that the other ones are from someone else. Maybe even write their initials. I don't know. But I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put a star next to the ones that I can remember that I did myself. Yay! And oh my goodness, look at that. I didn't even finish that. I didn't want to do a background on this. I could have come in here and done Well, really, what I could use on this is either the gel sticks or um, chalk sticks, chalk pastels on the back. Just something like that, something very light. I could put kind of like it's, I don't know, I could put something on there. Ah, well, we all have our priorities. Sometimes we have to get what we need rather than what we want, which is difficult for me. Alright, now this was the buddy color. Oh, thank you. Yes, you're right, Jennifer. I didn't look at the chat when I asked the question. Yeah, can you believe I used ink tints on that, and it was very light, except for that one side, I guess. But I had it with me, and I said, why not? And I've got 2 copies of that picture because in Hampson's books they have the duplicate pages in the back, and I said, well, if I mess this up, I'll have the other one. And I just kept working at it. So, Coloring with Kay and I did a buddy color in February in Wonder Worlds by Debbie Wolf, and you will have to go watch her video, which I'll link later on when I make the video for my finished pages, and so you can see what she did. Let's see. Let's zoom out a little more. I think maybe I'll remove these now since I don't need them for the lighter backgrounds. And this was laborious because, well, it sounds bad. It was laborious, but I'm glad it's done and it looks, I like it. I think it looks good. I went to some reference photos of underwater scenes. Thanks. And then I kind of got inspired by those and chose the turquoise-ish blue kind of thing going on. I think there's so much in the reference picture that it was almost overwhelming. And I really had to just focus, zoom in on, alright, what do I want this to be and what do I want that to be, and what I liked about it, and I try to capture, was that, let me move this out of the way, it keeps hitting my books. Was that underneath the ocean, you may not see the sand color. The color of the sand is going to be depending on what water you're in. I guess if you're in very clear water. Anyway, I was thinking too hard is what I was doing. And so I wanted the sand to reflect the water and the little sub house underneath. I don't know what you call that. What do you call that? And then I wanted to do like the sunshine was coming out this way. And this over here, I don't know if you could tell, but that is a boo-boo. And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do with that? How am I going to fix that? Ah, clouds. I'll put in clouds. And I just used the gel sticks and just smushed some, was it gel sticks that I used on this? Yeah, kind of smushed it into the page and then swooshed it around to make the clouds. And I try not to think too hard about what I wanted the clouds to do. I just did it, and it kind of covered over the boo-boo pretty well, I thought. And then the colors, of course I wanted to do this high contrast of the turquoise colors, and then with the orange, and then the I thought that red and purple would go pretty well also. So you have the purple and the blue and turquoise kind of all in a row at the bottom of the of course I can't find it, the color wheel. There it is. So here's the turquoise of the underground house thing. I also wanted it to be kind of to give the feel of what's the word I'm looking for? Steampunk. And maybe I didn't get the colors for steampunk quite right, but anyway, so you've got your color wheel, and here's your blue-green, and across the way you have the orange and the red and the purple, the violet colors right here. And then next to it, you can have the colors here are also, what is that called, Jennifer? Analogous? They're next to each other. So basically I took two sets of analogous colors that were opposite each other and did it on there. So too much thinking, but I think it turned out well. Yep. So I like that one. I could have tweaked a little more, but I was so done. And the bubbles, they were just circles that I tried to put a little bit of color in it. Probably too small for that. Yeah, I could have added some, what is it called? Stickles. And the last picture I have is from It's a Cat World, and this is, Cat World by Teresa Goodrich. This was my Valentine salute picture. I saw it and I said, that looks good. Two kitty cats. And even though my two kitty cats are, I wouldn't call them husband and wife, we call them brother and sister, I use them in reference, as reference for my picture. And what all did I use on this one? Did I even write this one down? Yeah. I don't think I did, no. Oh yeah, here it is. I wrote down everything. I used Prismas, chalk pastels, as pencils because I just had gotten them, polys, gel, and paint pens. I used everything. And in this one I was also trying to use the color wheel to help me with what might look good together, and I thought I did alright. And something else I like to do is, if I've got a color over here, I would like to try to put that color on this side, and then I had this color here, I wanted it to be over here. So kind of the only one that didn't really have anything, it was kind of completely of its own, is the fire. That's okay, because that's kind of the focal point of the whole thing. Yeah. And I'm still not sure if I want to get the color cubes. I might. I've taught a lot of classes in the last 2 months, and I might be able to get the full bundle, so I have it on my phone and have it have it in the cubes here. But right now I'm just kind of looking to see what might go well together just by using the color wheel. So I did a lot of shadows here. I could have done probably more shadow. that's something my art professor used to say in college way back. Was you started to color something dark, and then you say, "Oh, what are you thinking?" She said, "Darker, darker." So there was this one girl that was, well, she was about a year older than I was. So she's in her 50s now. But she would do these models, and she would draw on giant pieces of paper. And it was like almost the only thing she did. And she would color, I don't know if she did them black and white, but she would use one whole pencil. I mean, almost a whole pencil. It was just on this giant picture, making it darker, darker, darker. So I think that's where I get my love of making things darker, because my teacher said darker, darker, darker for the contrast. See, I'm already doing it because I hear it going, make it darker, make it. No, she wasn't screechy. She was really, really kind. And I think she's retired now. Anyhow, so those are my pages I finished for February.